Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on Ravenport. We are going to carry straight on from where we left off in the last episode, so let's get to it. What are you doing? Honestly, why would you think that that would be an acceptable thing to go and do? Start spreading our costly fertilizer on someone else's land? I mean, really? I don't know, I don't know where... Sometimes the hired help, I think they just don't want to be hired any longer. This is my theory, is they're fed up. Right, the hired help across everybody's games, they've put in many tens of thousands of hours these people have, and I think that they're unappreciated, and they're feeling unappreciated. And all of these bad bits of work that they do, where they wander off into someone else's land, or they just give up halfway through, it's them. They're taking strike action. That's what it is. And we've got to stamp it out. It's up to us as the vicious landowners. We've got to stamp this out. We cannot put up with this nonsense. Alright? So it's down to you. Right, we're going to take a hop, skip, and a jump, and we're going to head over there to that biogas plant, and we're going to start doing some work over there. We can't go and buy our new lots of chickens yet until this harvest is ready and the grain starts flowing. The grain must flow. He's racing up and down the field over there, so we are going to swing this bad boy in around here, try to get it lined up reasonably straight so that we can sort of keep moving forwards with this. Actually, if I go about there, I think, I'm hoping that'll be in the right spot. Let's jump out, we'll climb over here and get this one going. You know what we haven't done is, I know when you, if you move this thing around, look, if we go in cab, and then you start moving that one around... Oh, it doesn't. I thought it did. I thought that the seat automatically tracked where the rest was. So what? Oh no! Wait, look, we got control. It's the control groups. We got control group 1. Start overloading. Select camera. It's something to do with the control groups, I think, and you can actually, I think that there is a way that you can move the console seat around as well. It doesn't seem to be doing it at the moment, though. But I'm pretty sure that there is a way to do it. We'll have a look at that later. We will have a look at that later. We're not going to worry about that right now. So let's start unloading this thing, and I will also start loading it as well. And we'll run that all into that trailer right there. Let's keep moving this on up. So I want to get that trailer as full as possible once again, and I mean that's not particularly difficult to fill it right up. Except, oh, there we go. Right, I get all of that. It's got a very wide pickup on this one now compared to what it was in 17. The pickup, the actual width of the pickup on this one, it does seem to be considerably wider. Now I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing from a gaming point of view. It's quite good. It's really quite practical being able to pick everything up like this. But from a realism point of view, it's definitely, I would say it's not quite so good doing it like that. What I do like, though, is the fact that that weight is exactly the right height to just go above the wall there. There's not a lot in it, but it is just the right height for slipping over that wall there, which is definitely going to make our life a bit easier. Now, I am wondering how much of that great big heat there, because you can see at the moment that our pickup reel is not quite eating into the mound on the side, and I'm curious about this. Oh no, it is eating into it now. How much are we going to actually remove? If I come back here, like, oh, no, now it's actually... It's sort of picking it up in behind as well, a little bit. If I bring that back there, is how far in the pickup actually goes. There we go. So it is chewing into that quite a bit. It's not perfect. Definitely not perfect, but it's using up an awful lot of that. So if I come right up here like that, it takes quite a while to sort of go through the entire lot. And we're now full anyway. So if we just... Actually, we'll leave that one running a minute. We'll jump back into here. And I'll back this one up round. We'll go like this. We'll use the old shunter again here in the yard. And we'll back that one right up, and we'll tip out the full 50,000. Then we'll come back under. We will fill up the trailer again. Fill it right back up to maximum. And then we can back it up over here. And that means it's there ready that we can start unloading it a bit later on. There is another job that we need to do that I've nearly forgotten about. And then I remembered... Actually, you know, I honestly don't know what came first. Whether me remembering came first, or if people reminding me in the comment section came first. It could have been either way this time, actually. I did remember it, but I'm not sure if... Like, I was tired when I was reading the comments, so I wasn't sort of paying full attention to them. I definitely remembered it, and then the following day I seen a comment, and I was like, ooh, did they tell me to do that before I thought about it, or did I think about it first and then see a comment about it just afterwards? It could have gone either way, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'll say that you reminded me that there is a little task that we have to go and take care of. It's kind of important. It is kind of important. We've done it with some of the other chicken pens, but there's one little task that we have yet to actually go and do with chicken pens that probably be good if we made sure that we have done, so that everything is fully in place and we don't have any unnecessary additional work, because we really don't want any additional work being done on there. It's not the sort of thing that we really want to do, is it? We want minimum, we want it minimum fuss. We just want the whole thing to just keep cruising through without any problems. I'm just going to bring that forward a bit, actually. We'll go right up there like that, and we'll eat up what we can at the moment. How far have we got? Right, well, we're about 920,000 litres left in here, so there's a fair old slice of silage still left in here. That trailer is now full. So if I switch this one off a minute and switch the engine off, I can then jump back into this one. We will back this one up over to the silage over there, and that one is now ready to unload all of the silage that we could possibly want to unload, at least for the next few hours of gameplay, or at least the next few hours of time, I should say. We're down to 4,000 at the moment. 48,7 something. We just unload a little bit into there and we'll stop. So we don't actually get any money from this until midnight, so we can keep dumping stuff in there as rapidly as possible until midnight, and then we will finally be done. Now, are you going to complete this field before you run out of fertilizer? That is the big question. I think it will. I'm thinking it will. We're 50% done on the fertilizer, and it definitely looks like we're more than 50%. Yeah, we're easily more than 50% done on this field. Way more. Let's not witness it driving through the sunflowers. What we don't see won't hurt us. So I'm going to need you right here, because, yes, we need to put some of those wood chips down there up with the chickens, and if we're going to be able to do that, we're going to need to load a few of the wood chips into one of these trailers over here, and we'll transport it up to the 2 chicken pens. We'll tip a load out there, and then that should work in 2 chicken pens, 3 chicken pens, isn't it? I don't know. Lots of chicken pens. We will... Yeah, if we do this, then we're not going to have to be doing any unnecessary cleaning of chickens or anything like that, because we're minimum effort. That's what this is all about. It says we want to automate this process as much as we possibly can. So let's bring this on down here. I'm going to need to... Just wondering where the best place to put the trailer is so that we can load as fast as possible. We'll bring you in round there, like that. And then I'll back it up down this way. I'm sort of thinking in somewhere like that. If I move it round, yeah, we'll sort of try it like that a bit, I think. Right, we'll unhitch that one, then we'll go over here and we'll get the grab up, get the front loader on. Bring you in over there. We go like that, and load you on, and then unhitch the bale spike. Move back over this way and put the bucket on. And then we can get started loading these wood chips. Right. So now we've got to get a few of these in. We only get 900 litres per bucketful with this bucket. It's not a very big bucket. And we're going to need several bucketfuls in order to be able to have everything clear. It's not going to be a major issue. It's definitely not going to be a serious problem, but it could take a little while. How many are we going to need? I'm sort of thinking 5 or 6 bucketfuls for each pen. Or have we not used that many? We left, I mean, the wood chips have been left here specifically for this, for putting over the chickens. And we've had this little pile. It's been sat here, sort of rotting and sitting and not doing a great deal for quite a while now. So, I'm just kind of wondering how much we need to put down in front of the chickens. Because, I mean, if you think about it, these wood chips, they've had a few seasons that they've been sat here, and they will have deteriorated a bit. So, a good thick layer of it, because they've already half rotted, that's just going to make sure that they do last a little while. Because, fresh wood chips, you probably wouldn't need to put those down quite so thick, because they'd last a bit longer. But ones that have been here a long time, they are already starting to rot down. They're going to disappear pretty quick, I think. So we ought to take that into account as we're loading this one up. Definitely could do with a bigger bucket on this. If we had something about 5 times the size of this, it would definitely speed this up. Ideally, we ought to bring down that roper from the top, because that one handles wood chips. We could have that one down here, and we'd load this trailer up, and we'd already have finished. We'd already be done. But then the front loader costs us what? 5 grand in total, loader and bucket. The roper thing up there, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Little bit of a difference between the two. Helper C has completed their task. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that Helper C has almost definitely, probably, possibly not finished their task, and that they have, in fact, not, they've sort of stopped on the edge of the field, and that's the bit that they've gone wrong on. The usual sort of excuses that we get from the hired help, the ones that sort of prove that these hired helps are not in the mood for long-term employment. They just want that all they're after is a quick buck, just a quick few pennies here and there, so that they can pay for their next Saturday night out or something, with no long-term job prospects whatsoever. It's not that we don't have long-term work available for them here. We'd be quite happy to employ them long-term. It's just that they're generally lazy, idle, shiftless people. I was going to say something else there, but probably shouldn't. It's probably best not to. Right, let's go and check on the let's go and check on them. We're going to go up here. Where are you? Come on, yeah. And I was right. Completely and utterly useless. They didn't even bother to finish that bit right there. Although that might be because of the train track. We can give them we'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that bit. But let me have a look through here. And if I go like that, and I go like that, yeah, there we go. Look, see, and there's the strip all the way down through there. Just like that. So if I go to about here and start, it'll overlap it a bit, and it should allow them to come up that side as well, although the train track might be in the way, so they'll probably just do the same again. Well, while that one's messing around up there, we'll keep loading some more wood chips in here. We'll go... I'm going to do this one, I'll do 2 more bucketfuls. I'll put 2 more bucketfuls in here. Why is it not putting the bucketfuls in? I think because I maybe lowered it too low or something. I don't know, it does do very strange things sometimes, doesn't it? So we'll dump in this one and 1 more. I said 2 more. So this one. There's number 1. Like that. And 1 more bucketful. And I'm even tempted to carry a bucketful with me, because why not? I mean, I could dump more into the trailer, and that would save me doing that. Helper E is completed. I bet they haven't. They've gotten up to the end of the field, and they can't be bothered with any more. So there's another employee, and literally all he's done is he's come in and he's earned... Well, I'm trying to think how much he actually would have earned just doing it like that. Like, literally, 1 pass across the field. He needed $1. That's what he wanted. He needed $1 to buy himself a bottle of drink or something, so he came all the way out to the farm. Spent $5 in fuel to get here, $5 in fuel to get home, so that he could earn himself $1 to buy himself a drink from the local store. That's what he's done. Well, makes good business sense, I suppose. You don't want to be out earning money too much. You gotta be careful doing things like that. Yeah. I'm struggling to comprehend exactly what goes on with the thought process of the AI. I mean, AI is not really known for its thought processes, though, is it? It's able to do some things, but other things are a little bit of a mystery when it comes to AI. All right, let's go on up here. We'll, you know what? I tell you what. Let's just stop there a minute. Let's go over this way. Go to you. You've turned round. Managed to do that. Anything else was a bit much for you, though, wasn't it? Right, we'll run that one down through there. And I think that's going to be all right. So we'll let that... Yeah, I'm just going to leave that one go. Just going to leave it go like that. And I'll go back to you. We'll get up onto the top of the hill. And we will tip out a few of these wood chips. And that way, we've got everything ready in the chicken pens for the chickens to be delivered and to get food in here as well. The only thing that we haven't actually got is the chickens themselves, and we will be getting the chickens themselves at HUI. This time they have actually completed their task, but you never quite know if it was one of the useless ones or if it was someone who this time has actually got a decent work ethic, but they just happen to turn up right at the end of the job to fill in for someone else, and so they're kind of being tarred with the same brush. We'll never know, will we? We will never know. What? Ah, right. I went to do just a normal tip. Okay, I'll lower that one down again. I got 8,000 litres here, but that's... I've tipped out rather a lot there. So if I bring this one, I'm going to have to sort of wiggle around now. I've got to try and turn this one. What we'll do is we'll lift up the arm there so that I'm not causing myself any issues. And we'll back this trailer right round the corner like this. We'll have to reverse this one all the way out. And I think that's how we're going to have to get in as well. We'll have to reverse it when we want to do some work with that. But no, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring this one over here. I'm going to go up over the top of that. And one thing I don't like about wood chips is the way that they work on the ground. I've never liked that. Right, if you have, you know, silage, that's quite a cool way that works on the ground, isn't it? You know, the way that it gets squashed out. Wood chips don't do that. And it's always, for me, it's been a little bit of a disappointment that wood chips don't do that at all, because in real life, wood chips do that a bit. Not as much as silage, not as much as they would with chaff, admittedly, but they still do it a bit. And it does irritate me that you don't have that sort of option. Right, you know what? I think that would be alright. I think we can do it like that. I don't think that's going to allow any grains to be tipped out there. We've got a nice thick layer there. I think that will be good. But yeah, the fact that you can't sort of ride over the wood chips and squash them down a bit, it is a source of slight irritation to me, that one is. You know, it's not game-breaking, but it's still slightly irritating, because I think you should be able to. I think you should be able to just move them around a little bit, just squash them down a little bit, and shape them a bit, and do a little bit of work with them. But it doesn't like you doing that. Sort of looks at it and says, you know what? Nope. We're not gonna let you do anything like that. You have to have this. You know, you have to have a pile of wood chips with a corner on it. That's the bit that irritates me, I think, is the fact that we're forced to have piles of wood chips with corners, and it makes no sense. It's completely illogical. Let's just bring that bit out there, and yeah, see, right there, I've now got a pile of wood chips with a corner on it that's not squashing down. It's not moving in the slightest at all. I mean, I'd like to see a better response with grain as well. Like that would be another good thing. So that when you drive over piles of grain, drive over piles of, well, maybe not so much with the straw, because straw just doesn't tend to spread out when you drive over it. It tends to just squash down. But I think you get the idea. I think you sort of, well, I'm hoping that you get the idea of what I'm complaining about. Let's move it. All right, I think that will be all right there. So we'll back this one out, and we'll move on to the next heap. We've got 5,700 litres of wood chips left. So we've gone over to this pen right here, and I will tip out this first bit. Like this. There. And then we've got essentially 5,000 litres in here. So we'll start tipping that out, and we go forwards really fast, like that. Right. It's a big lot of wood chips that I've got there, but there's actually a nice even layer as well, and that's squashed right up to the edge. So there we go. We have now got our 3 new chicken pens with all of the material on them that we're going to want, so that we can so that we don't get grain being sort of spilled everywhere. It's going to have a nice clean tidy feed area. We're going to have to wait for the grain to grow, for the 3 wheat fields to grow. Let me just have a look a minute. We'll go and have a look here. So everything is now fertilized, and we don't have to worry about weeds. We've got a tiny little bit of lime there that could be needed. We're not going to worry about that. And if we have a look in here, we're second growth stage. Actually, yeah. That's like the final growth stage, actually. We've advanced the growth stages, but we've got a bit round the edge on this one, and then the main middle of the field, that's a little bit later. So we'll have to wait until it's all done. I suspect that on our timescale here, that will actually be tomorrow morning. We won't need to worry about any of it until tomorrow morning. So let's just go and put this one back. We will tip this pile. I've actually got a big pile of wood chips outside that one. I've got bigger piles of wood chips outside these 4 chicken pens down here than I realised. Sort of, you put them there, and then you don't really pay any attention to them, do you? For absolutely ages. Once it's all in place, you kind of just almost completely blankly, start to ignore it. And then you come back to it a bit later and you realise, well, hang on a minute. There's more to that than I first realised. Let's just put you back over here. 1,000 litres of wood chips to go back onto the heap. There, like that. We'll keep those there just in case we do decide to get something else. Almost definitely, certainly, possibly we won't, but it's not going to hurt just to keep it here just as a reserve, just in case. There may be something comes along that we do want it for. I'm a little bit too fast right there, but we're not doing too... I think it was alright. I think it was alright. So we're back you all the way into the shed there. You are done with. We're not going to need you for anything else for a while. I've got the front loader on here. I'm just going to stop that one a second. I'm going to go up here to... I was going to say... Well, I might as well just go to this one. Like that. We'll come over here and we'll have a look. 10,000. Right. We'll have to remember that. We can go to you. You got 950 litres left, but we don't actually need this one for anything now. So we've got a road over there. I'll go over to this road. This is like a proper crossing down here. I don't actually need to go across a proper crossing. I've been told that in the States that you don't have to use an official crossing to get across the tracks, or at least not everywhere. Some places you just go across where you can get across. You obviously, you've got to take responsibility for crossing the tracks, and not everywhere would be open, but there are some places where the tracks are open and you can just drive across, and you're allowed to just drive across. Which, is this right, or is this just like on a like private track or something like that? Is there different circumstances for it? Because in the UK, I don't think that there is any public track. I don't think there is any publicly owned track, or, well, most of it is run by private corporations these days. Well, it all is. British Rail doesn't exist anymore. But anyway, you get the idea. See, the public transportation network, everything is behind fences, behind barriers, and so on. There is nowhere that you can just randomly cross the track. Even the crossings where there aren't barriers, you still got to phone across. You can't just open up the gates and go across. And it's like that across the whole country. There may be one or two places where they don't even have gates, and it's down to the farmer to just sort of look both ways in order to be able to get across properly, but those are few and far between. And it's also, it's not public, it's not a public place. There's it's still set crossing points. It's just that the farmer has to take his responsibility for crossing the track by checking for trains. But I don't even know if there are any of those left now. There used to be some, but I don't know if there are any left now. But I was told that there are places in the States where the tracks are just open and you can cross however you like. I've no idea if this is still the case or if this is something that used to be or what, but I'd be very interested in hearing about this. So if you know anything about it, get in the comment section, let me know, and I will have a good read. I may have forgotten all about it by next week, like I'd normally do, but I will still read it and acknowledge that it was said to me. Now, let's go and have a look in here a minute. So, we can't do anything about the wheat. And grass and hay, they're doing fine. Now, we look at these two. Straw and hay, they're about halfway on those. And these are even better, so we can ignore the horses. Which means that once I've washed this one off, we could do with a little bit of fuel with this tractor. But mainly, we just want to hose the thing down. So once we wash this one off, that's going to be about it until harvest. Right, we're going to need that wheat done next. That's going to be our next big things. We want the wheat harvest. We want to get that underway. We've got a small combine that we can use down here. Get this one underway. We got a big combine that we can use up the top to get that one underway. And we may even go and get a second combine and bring that one into it as well. So that we got two combines working the big fields up the top, and then we've got the smaller combine that will work down here. We'll be able to run between the two. We've got the truck up the top for emptying out that combine, or two combines if we're running two. And then down the bottom down here, we've got a tractor and trailer. So we'll be able to keep everything running. Don't have any issues with that. The only thing that we're really going to want to do is just fast forward time now, keeping the silage topped up until it's actually harvest time. I want to get this off. This dirt is really stubborn, actually. Seems to be taking longer than normal to clean off. Not sure why that would be the case, but it is. Right. There's something I want to show you, actually. This is how games actually render everything. Now, the way that a game renders things is you see all of the stuff that is drawn. You've got the water that's moving there. You've got the trees that are drawn. Well, there we go, folks. I'm afraid that's it. We've run out of time, which means that we need to head on home. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.